All right. I'm going live right now because I'm going to get a little groove going right now for a little minute. I don't know if anybody coming in or not, but this is my live right here. All right. We live, WK2FM, World Knowledge, the Free Minds, and your behinds at the same time. I'm Khamisi Fox. We're going to open up with a little music energizer, and then we're going to get into the business. I'm going to be doing a Dr. Umar Johnson video. Yeah, I'm going to be the force multiplier for a Umar Johnson video. I'm going to be the force multiplier for videos because a lot of people tell the truth. I'm just going to add on. Yeah, a lot of people tell the truth. I tell the truth. A lot of people tell the truth. And sometimes I can just build off what they say. I don't have to be the one telling the truth all the time. I can be the force multiplier for those who tell the truth. Dr. Umar Johnson is one of those type people. And since this is, I don't do Instagram Live, this is probably my second one. I don't expect a lot of people to come in the room. Matter of fact, I don't expect anybody to come in the room. All right, so I'm going to just go and jump into the jump right here. Jump into the jump right here.
I can't do nothing until my slave master give me some victuals.
Yeah, he's talking about people that need reparations before they can do anything. This is Khamisi Fox, WK2FM, World Knowledge, the Free Minds, and you're behind at the same time. I'm forced to go live on Instagram since I can't do it on YouTube. You know, YouTube is so draconian. They could, at any time, come up with a reason to strike a video that you did 2-3 years ago. That's exactly what happened to me. They decided an old video from maybe about back around when DMX died. That's when I made the video. I made the video when DMX died. Around that time when he was, people, was thinking he was going to clock out, and he eventually did. But that's how old the video was. They said I said something about health information. Probably said something about the stupid 19 and stuff. And that's probably why they took it down 3 years later. Totally draconian. They only do it to people they don't like. That's for sure. So this Khamisi Fox, I'm live. I'm going to be the force multiplier for videos, people who telling the truth. That's the best way I can do this, be a force multiplier. My microphone in my studio went dead anyway. So even if I could go live on YouTube, I can't go on there on my studio with my mic working and everything, my Blue Yeti working like it's supposed to. I got to get another one. Yeah, maybe I should put the Cash App or the fundraiser down there in the bottom so y'all can help me get another microphone. How about that, huh? Y'all say YouTubers are lazy and need to get a job. I've been working all my life, son. I've been working all my life. Ain't nobody ever gave me jack. I be seeing people on the internet be giving stuff, though. It's time somebody give me something, okay? But aside from all that, let me start force multiplying from what Dr. Umar Johnson is saying in this video. And this is his video. The title of the video is Dr. Umar Johnson, Peculiar Characteristics of the Black American Psyche. I mean, really, it's so many. That's a topic you could do a whole all-day seminar on those things, because there's so many peculiar behaviors of the Black American psyche, because we so damaged and so weak and so, psychologically handicapped is the word I use. We psychologically handicapped. Yeah, we're going to get into some of that, some of the psychological handicaps that Dr. Umar Johnson is pointing out that we don't like to talk about. Dr. Umar Johnson is certainly not afraid to talk about it. That's why I'm going to be the force multiplier for his video. Let's get it going.
Need some victuals, President Biden. I need some victuals, Vice President Harris. I need some victuals, Supreme Court Justice Clarence. I need some victuals, Master. Until you give me some victuals, I can't do nothing.
And he's talking about those people that can't do nothing. They want reparations and act like they can't do nothing unless they get the reparations. In the meantime and in between time, all they can do is just remain up on their hind legs in a begging posture. Yeah. The reparations movement is very passive anyway. It's very passive. If it's not a demand, then it ain't worth a damn. That's the way I feel. If we don't demand reparations instead of just ask for them and petition and advocate for them no, we need to be demanding, because when you don't meet demands are followed by something. If it's like in a demand, you say you either do this or we gonna do this. All right, there are consequences for not meeting demands. So demands is not a passive thing. It's a proactive thing. If you truly believe that America owes us, and they do owe us, if you truly believe that, then you do the same thing Verizon does when they send you a notice for their bill. When Verizon sends you a phone bill and you don't pay, they give you a notice, a second notice, a third notice, and eventually, well, if you don't respond by a certain amount of time, services will be cut. Okay? Black Americans can do the same thing with America and get the reparations if we had that kind of heart. But we ain't gonna cut services. They depending on us more than we depend on the Verizon. And when Verizon sends that message, you do what you can to get that money up. But America is more dependent on black people than black people are dependent on Verizon. Little do we know, or little do we care, because we're so dependent-minded. But the reparations push is a very passive one anyway. It's in a asking, begging, panting up on your hind legs like a dog, you know. It ain't real. We ain't treating it like America owes us, which they absolutely do. Moving on. Dr. Umar Johnson goes in. Let's go in some more. There's a lot I can say about that.
Never mind my $2 billion on Air Jordans. We ain't gonna talk about that. Never mind my $1 billion to McDonald's every year. We're not gonna talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind my $800 million on chicken, turkey, beef, and pork. We ain't gonna talk about that.
These are things that we could cut. We could hurt America in their pockets if we decided to cut these things out.
All this money we giving away to other groups, we are investing in other people's advantage over us.
Always. And we refuse to pull back. We'll claim that America owes us, but instead of pulling the trigger on some of those things, like pulling back on just the NBA, the sports, if our athletes start playing in the games, in the NFL games, we'll bring America to their knees. If we decided to stop celebrating holidays and spending all our money and giving white people that financial windfall that they get from us every year for all of these special holidays. We got the 4th of July coming up. The 4th of July is coming up. And if we could pull back on that, we could put a hurting on the pockets. Because you know, as they say, in order to hurt America, you got to hit them in their head or their pockets. To hurt the white man, the only language the white man understands is if you can hit them in their head or their pockets. So since I'm not advocating violence, I'm going to say we need to be hitting them in their pockets, but there's a whole lot we can do but won't do. We got too many cut cards, and the push for reparations is too passive. It's too passive for the reasons that Dr. Umar is stating here, naming all the different things we could do if we really was about that life, if we was really about them reparations, if we really felt they owed us and we can't get busy till you give us them reparations, then we would do a lot more to get those reparations. We would not mind taking an adversarial approach to America and what they owe. But we're too scared to do that, and we love them too much, and our desire to be acceptance is too great for us to do that. So we're mentally, psychologically handicapped. And this is some of what Dr. Umar is talking about now. Peculiar characteristics of the Black American psyche. One, I say, is mental handicap. We're psychologically handicapped. Okay? Let's move it.
We are investing in other people's advantage over us. We are investing in other people's advantage over us. And then when it's time to invest in us, you need the government to do it.
We don't invest in us. You open up a store, black folks won't go because as soon as they find out that it's black, they won't go. So what possibly can we do when we work against ourselves on that level? We are truly against ourselves. We don't even need nobody else to do anything against us. We're against ourselves on the first level, right? We're against ourselves. So there's no way you can win a war when you are against yourself. That's crazy, right? It sounds crazy because it is crazy. I can't express how crazy it is. I can only just say it matter-of-factly, because if I was really to go into how crazy it was, I'd be throwing conniptions right now. I can't afford to do that. Let's keep it moving. Y'all know the fact. Black people are against black people. We hate ourselves. We ain't moving forward because we ain't trying to conquer, and we ain't trying to win. We just trying to coexist and be accepted in an increasingly hostile America, with y'all's president dragging as many people here to help jump in on the beatdown, and it's working. Okay.
Let's say this again, because I need y'all to.
What's happening? What's happening? Look at here. Okay, I hate YouTube. I hate YouTube. They got commercials and stuff.
Cats really know how to.
I hate YouTube. I hate YouTube. I'll be.
Ashe. I'm going to say this again because I need y'all to understand me.
I think I went for
sharing. Power sharing. Negroes in America are the only people in the country who believe in sharing power with other race groups. Let me say it again. No other group in this country is thinking about sharing power with another group.
Very simple. Very simple. We want to share power with another group because we don't want power for ourselves. Just a continuation of what I already said. I fast forwarded the thing by mistake with YouTube. This is not an easy task, so bear with me. Dr. Umar covers a lot of points here. We are the only ones who want to share power. We don't want power by ourselves. When we started hip hop, it was powerful. It was making money on its own, but we didn't feel it was really worth anything until the white man acknowledged it. You know, the white man had to acknowledge it. Just us making an industry by ourselves is never enough. We don't want power. We the only people that want to share power. We always looking for a friend. We're always talking about a black-brown alliance. We always talking about non-black people, non-white people. All right, associating them with black to try to put us all in a pot together like it's white versus non-white, when it's not really that. It's white versus black, and they employ other non-white people to get in on the beat down to be honorary whites. You understand? So it's really us against the world, but we don't want to face that. See, that's part of us not wanting to face that it's us against the world. We don't want to draw the line in the sand and declare what it is because we still want acceptance. We're the only people that want to share power with other people because we don't want black power. We don't want exclusive black power, which means we're not even in the race. We can only catch L's with this type of mentality, with this type of psychological handicap that we want to share power with everybody. We don't want power for ourselves. We don't want it. You can get played thinking that black people want power. If you think black people want power, you're out of your damn mind. If black people wanted power, we could easily have it. We could have exclusive black power if we wanted it, but we absolutely don't want it. Dr. Umar Johnson is telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth right here, though so many people don't want to, will make their excuses not to listen.
They're not trying to share political power. They're not trying to share financial power.
Talking about these
They're
other
not
groups.
trying to share intellectual power. So
They talking about other groups, other people. They ain't trying to share power. We the only idiots that want to share power because we don't want power for ourselves. We the only people that's psychologically handicapped like that. Just understand that. He's talking about other groups, other racial groups and ethnicities.
Social power, no group, no race in America believes in power sharing. They believe in power accumulation. They believe in power domination.
And if other groups, give an example of what he's saying. If Chinese, let's just take a group, Chinese or Hispanic, let's just take Asians or what we call people from the Middle East, you know what I mean? Let's just take a racial group, Indians. Let's just take Indians. I don't want to say Indians because too many of us think we are, we think we American Indians. I'm talking about Indians from the continent of India. Let's take Samoans or something. Let's take a racial or ethnic group. Let's take Arabs. Let's say if Arabs could play basketball the way black people play basketball, if Chinese people could play basketball the way we dominate in basketball, right? That's one of those sports, one of the many sports that black people absolutely physically dominate, right? We dominated. We dominated with all the statistics and everything. It's mostly us. We doing most of of the work. We getting down, making teams be what they are, right? But if other groups could be like that, they would have already broken off from the NBA and formed another league. They would have done that a long time ago. They would not be playing strictly for the NBA and for the NFL all these years. They would have long since amalgamated their talent, knowing that they run it, that they physically run it. They would be the team owners and they would also be the league owners. And they would not share that power with nobody else. They wouldn't be in a rush to put no black people or any other people on the team to share that power with them. They wouldn't be in no rush to do that. But we want to share power because we don't want nothing exclusively black. All right? We don't want nothing exclusively black. And I believe the cowards that be know I'm up here doing this is why they send kamikazes around to act crazy, to throw me off, because you done sent me over here to Instagram and I'm telling nothing but the truth now. I'm not even playing around. I'm being a force multiplier. Yeah, I'm going to let Dr. Johnson drop the truth, and I'm going to be a force multiplier for him. And I'm going to be a force multiplier for the people that's already out here telling the truth. Okay? We don't need no embellishments. But yeah, we don't want power, as I was saying. We don't want power. That's why we hadn't formed no other leagues. We ain't formed no alternative NFL. We ain't formed no alternative NBA. But we are historically, we take crap from all of these sports, these multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar sports enterprises that we uphold with our talent and our skill and our work and everything. We uphold, we absolutely do it. We put our 110% in all of it, yet we still suffer abuse. We still suffer injustices in these sports, and we would much rather do that. And we ain't suffered enough injustices. We get cheated out of things. We get overlooked. We get talked down on. If we physically dominant, they try to make us look like we're mentally stupid. And we accept that. I could give example after example after example. I would be here all day talking about citing examples of how they shit on us since they can't beat us in the court. Like the Black Authority said, they beat us outside the arena, right? Have women set us up. Soon as some woman say that somebody touched them wrong, they take them charges and run with them like they did with Michael Irvin. You know, that's just an example of, they just use the women against you. And there's so many women more than happy to do that, to run that game on us. But I'm just giving examples how we don't want power. We're willing to accept whatever the NBA and the NFL dishes out to us, no matter whether it's discrimination in the form of playing time, whether it's discrimination in the form of you being, in the NFL, there are black quarterbacks constantly. They've been fighting black quarterbacks because the quarterback is a leadership position that white men reserve for their sons. The more we see Cam Newtons and LeVar Jacksons, and there's a million others that are just as good or if not better. But the NFL has been fighting the Doug Williamses and the Warren Moons and the Randall Cunninghams, and it goes way back because black quarterbacks change the game and up the ante and make it be more. We changed the game. We raised the bar in what a quarterback's job is. A quarterback's job used to be to just stand back there in the pocket and try to pick teams apart with their passing ability or their play calling ability. But no, black quarterbacks add another element to that. We run. You know the deal. We be Cam Newton and LeVar Jackson and RG3. We be running the ball, running it like a running back. So we a double, triple threat. We bring that to the game. But the NFL still wants to they still always got a white golden boy on reserve that they're going to promote above and beyond over all the black quarterbacks. I'm just giving an example of how we don't want power. If we wanted power, we would take it. We would not accept these terms. We would not accept what the NBA and the NFL does to us. But we don't want it. We're too mentally handicapped. We don't want power. We want to share power, like Dr. Umar says.
The European believes in power, accumulation, and domination. The Asian believes in power, accumulation, and domination. The Mexican, the Arab, the East Indian, the Latino, they believe in power, accumulation, and power domination.
And if they, just like I said, if they could play sports as good as we did, they would have their own league in all of these sports, and they would maximize it. They would be the owners, the coaches, and everything in between. And if you couldn't play up to par like them, oh well, you'd be just shut out saying, hey, you can't play as good as us. They wouldn't be walking around looking for a Larry Bird. They won't be walking around looking for another player. We black people are eager to get other people involved. Why? Because we want a power share. We don't want exclusive black power. Our mind doesn't work that way for whatever reason. I say we're mentally handicapped.
Negroes believe in power sharing.
Yep.
You want to share power with the whites. You want to share power with the Arabs.
Yep.
You want to share power with the Mexicans.
Yep.
You want to share power with the Chinese. You want to share power with the European Jews. You want to share power with the East Indians. Can I ask you a question? Can you show me any race in America that shares anything with another race?
Yep, we don't find it. We don't find them sharing anything with another race. Not only and they damn sure don't share anything with us, okay? So we're in a unique position, but only Dr. Umar is going to say this. See, this mentally handicapped state that we're in is so obvious and so glaring, but it can be overlooked because we don't have a media to talk about it. We don't have a personality to just tell the truth. That's all we're doing right here. All we doing is truth telling. I'm just force multiplying. Dr. Umar Johnson is telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm just force multiplying. But don't you think ain't that peculiar? Or as Dr. Umar says, you don't find that suspicious? Ain't that peculiar that no other race tries to share power with other races? We're the only dunce race. We're the only backwards donkey jackass race doing that.
Give me an example of power sharing in the black community. Excuse me, between races in this country or anywhere around the world. There's no such thing as interracial power sharing.
No other group does it. No other group believes in interracial power sharing except black people, because black people are so anti-black. We want to share power with others, and if we can't share powers with others, then power ain't even worth having as far as we concerned. This is the mentally, psychological, mind-fucked, handicapped condition we're in. For whatever reason. For whatever reason. But it is a mentally handicapped, backwards-ass mind state that's designed to only catch L's, which is why that's exactly what we do. Catch L after L after L after L, and we live in this living hell that we agree with.
This interracial marriage, this interracial sex, this interracial babies, but there's no interracial power sharing. Nobody shares power with another race except politically uneducated black people. And you know why you're so interested in power sharing? Number one, you're scared of white folks. Number two, you have low racial self-esteem. Number three, you've been brainwashed by your religion.
All of the above. True, true, true. Definitely scared of white people. No, I don't think we could or should get any argument there. We are definitely scared of them. Definitely. We don't like to admit it. I'm here to, Dr. Umar said it. We got to have a man like Dr. Umar, somebody who ain't running for office, somebody who ain't got a bunch of strings pulling on him. He ain't got nothing to do but tell the truth, so he's free to tell the truth, and he done told the truth. We are scared of them. Our religion, definitely. Our religion is a handicapping thing. We worship foreign deities, foreign people, foreign books, and the language in which the book speaks is foreign. Even when it's telling the truth, it does it in a foreigner's language. If it says what you put out comes back to you, whatever you do comes back, that's our grandmother's wisdom, that's some of our elders' wisdom. But the way the Bible says it, whatsoever thou sowest, thou shalt also reap. So even when you reading something that's true, it still sounds like the authoritative utterance of a white person. There's so much mind fuckery in religion. It's so anti-black, which is why we so pro-it. We pro-religion because we're so anti-black. We are so pro-religion because we're so anti-black. Because religion does not require us to be race first like we're supposed to be. Religion does not require us to be race first like we're supposed to be. Religion is all over the place. It's all about this, that, the third. Which means it ain't about nothing. Because you can't say what its goal is. What? To save souls? Or just for you personally to make it into heaven? It's so all over the place that it's nowhere. It's everywhere and nowhere. Some of y'all know what I mean by that. I ain't got to break it down. Dr. Umar is telling the exact truth. We are totally mentally handicapped because of the reasons he just mentioned. We're scared of the white man. We hide behind religion. All right? We worship others. We're totally backwards. Mentally, psychologically handicapped. Come on.
There we go. You've been brainwashed by your religion. There we go. You've been brainwashed by your religion.
The main one being Christianity, which says the white man, Jesus Christ, is the best man in the whole world. The best man that ever lived, that ever will live, is a white man. That is a psychological handicap in itself. I could break down so much more, but y'all know where I'm coming from. Y'all know where I'm coming from. Even religious fanatics know where I'm coming from. It's just a game. There's psychological bullying that goes on in religion so that these truths are never told. But thank goodness we have somebody today who's willing to tell the truth. You have somebody like me who's willing to tell the truth and who's willing to sometimes fall back and be a force multiplier for others who are telling the truth. It ain't about me. It ain't about just my ego, okay? So I'm going to fall back and be a force multiplier for the truth that's already being spoken. From Ifatunde, let's go.
We're the only people in the country. Peculiar characteristics of the Negro psyche. We're the only people in the country. Peculiar characteristics of the Negro psyche.
Ain't that peculiarities? Ain't that peculiar? These peculiar acting Negroes.
We're the only people in the country who let religion and our religious beliefs dictate our political economic behavior.
Say it again.
Nobody else does that.
Nobody else is serious about Jesus and let it dictate their economic and social political behavior. Yeah, we let religion dictate that for us. Yeah, nobody else takes it that seriously. Nobody.
Nobody else. I don't care. I don't care what the white man's Bible says about being a brother to every Christian. They don't follow that when it comes time to accumulate power.
And y'all know they don't follow that. They don't follow that. Other people don't mind having guns in the church. Other people would probably shot Dylan Roof back because they're not psychologically mind screwed like black people are. The way we are in religion, I don't mind dissing religion because we're very passive with people's religion. We like to say, I don't want to offend nobody's religion. But it's not really ours. So you weren't born with it. So you can't get offended by me talking about it. You can't get personally offended because it's personally not yours. Some mistake has been made. It's not yours. You wasn't born with it. You're not the author of it. You're just a follower, a so-called follower, because in reality, you can't follow it because it's contradictory. Number one. Number two, y'all ain't following it no way. You're just hiding behind it. You're just using it as a tool to make people think you're good or righteous, or to tell yourself that you're good or righteous or you're better or something, some sort of mind fuck that we like to play that. Anything other than dealing with reality. Yeah, that's what we into. So yeah, we let religion, the Bible got plenty of quotes in there to give us an excuse to not do nothing, to not be race first, to be cowards that we are, to be backwards, self-loathing cowards. The Bible supports our self-loathing cowardice. Religion supports black people being self-loathing cowards.
Care what the Arabs Quran says about being a brother to humanity. They don't practice that when it comes time for power domination. I don't care what the European Jews' Torah says.
All those other groups practice race first. I damn sure don't care what those books say. I'm past all that, you see. I'm in the world of the mentally free. And now you want to give me a name. You want to call me something. Are you an atheist? Look, call me whatever you want to call me. I don't follow that, okay? I don't follow that. Or I don't play those games. Y'all don't follow that either. Y'all use that shit. I would dare say that there's no such thing as anybody who follows religion because it's contradictory. Don't nobody follow these things to a T. All right? Because one verse tells you to scratch your right side, the other verse tells you to scratch your left. The other verse telling you to take a third hand and scratch your back. You can't do it. So people only just pick and choose. They pick the verses that support their front. And this is what black people do. This is what the black preacher was trained to do, to support black inactivity, to support black passivity. All religions support your passivity. Even though there may be verses that tell you to hey, kick some ass. But we can ignore those verses. We only deal with the verses that tell us to accept oppression, wait till you die, be good. The world is going to be bad, but don't you be bad with them. Save your soul by being a good, pliant, obedient, passive, bitch-made ass Negro. And we do it.
About being a brother to humanity. They don't practice that when it comes to power, domination, and accumulation. Only black folks will let a 2,000-year-old book, a 1,500-year-old book,
come on,
a 5,000-year-old book dictate how you interact with your enemies.
Did you hear what he just said? A 5,000. This is the facts on the ground. Forget the religious debates. He is stating the facts on the ground. We the only group that'll let a 2,000-year-old book dictate how we engage our enemies or don't engage our enemies, how we deal with our enemies, how we take the ass whippings. We let a book that ain't been around very long. Neither, you can take the Bible and the Quran and all of the books of the monotheistic religions combined, and they only come out to a few thousand years, which is nothing but an eye blink in the annals of time. Christianity ain't been around in no time. That's some Johnny-come-lately mess that ain't been around no time. But we use that, we follow that to the letter, or we pretend to follow that to the letter to keep us. We engage our enemies or we don't engage our enemies based on what these books say. We know it's wrong. We hide behind these books is what I say. We hide behind these doctrines. We use these 5,000, 2,000-year-old books. We pick through the writings, through the memoirs of the Council of Nicaea, Nicene Council. We pick through their memoirs and what their quotes and verses and use that as an excuse to not do a damn thing, to just be the scared, greedy Negroes that we are. So when I say greedy, we'll go ahead and be greedy. Those that want to become pastors and want that money and want all those women and want all them perks and benefits, I ain't gonna lie. I think about it sometimes and I feel like I'm called to preach when I think about all that money and all that free money and all that free women and all the stuff that goes along with it. Man, those are some glorified hell of a perks. Life would be so much easier on that side of the street if I was to just decide to go ahead and be dishonest with y'all and say I was called by God. If I told y'all I was called by God, this stream right now would be full of people, full of faithful believers and full of mentally handicapped people egging me on, dropping money in my Cash App, dropping money on me, making life easier for me because I'm willing to tell y'all a damn lie that some guy called me to tell y'all some things and that I'm quoting out of some Bible and that I'm reinforcing y'all's half-stepping and bull-jiving. Yeah, it's crazy, but it's the truth. And Dr. Umar Johnson is telling you the truth on the ground. We let 2,000, we the only group that let some books tell us to take an ass whipping, and we do it.
In the 21st century, that makes you an imbecile. That makes you a fool. That makes you a political moron. Who in their right mind, living in the 21st century, living in the 21st century,
who in their right mind, which lets you know black people are not, absolutely are not in our right, correct mind. We're not.
You're going to let your political and economic behavior in the 21st century get dictated by a book that was written in the 1st century or the 6th century.
That's the facts on the ground. This is hardly ever talked about when we talk about religion. We act like it's always been here, like it's some ancient stuff. It got stuff in there that talks about the beginning of time, but we don't know of any beginning of time. It talks about a first man and a first woman, but we don't know any first man and no first woman. We ain't got no bones of Adam. We ain't got no temple of Adam. We ain't got no temple of Eve. The only reason we believe that cock and bull story is because we want to believe it. It makes life simple for us if we just put it all in one book. If we put our whole existence in one body of work called Christianity or Islam or Judaism and say this book is the only book we're supposed to go by. We base our whole lives based on the writings in this book that simplifies everything and that takes the responsibility out of our hands of doing anything. So we are in a big time mentally handicapped state. And hey, Ifatunde is giving you the facts on the ground despite all of the jibber jabber and the long-winded debates. The facts that he just stated is that we are following the action. We're being led by 2,000, 5,000-year-old books. That's the facts. Despite the debates and everything else that's being said, Ifatunde is giving you the facts on the ground, baby.
You're out of your mind.
Totally.
You are out of your mind.
Totally.
You don't let a religious book from 2,000 years ago
or any other
dictate how you deal with other people in the 21st century.
You don't let a book dictate how you deal with other people in the 21st century. So all religious people who say we follow the Bible, we follow the Quran, all of you are out of your damn mind. You just heard Ifatunde tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Straight up, no chaser. Like only he can, like no politician and no Reverend Hoop and Holler will tell you the truth. No, most YouTubers won't even tell you the truth. Will not stand behind and knock you upside the head with the truth because you can't deny it. I'm here to smack you, club you, elbow your ass, suplex and drop kick your ass with the truth. You can't deny it.
I'm just giving you the facts. If you don't like the message of Pan-Africanism, hop off the line.
Hop the fuck off the line. If you don't like the message of Pan-Africanism, hop off the line. That goes for all of you pretendians and all of you Israelites and anybody else. Moors and anybody else who wants to be other than an African. Get the hell off the line. That's the way it is. Keep running from yourself. Be a religion first. Be a gender bender first. Be a part of the gender bending community and say, I'm part of that first. I'm a staunch Muslim. I'm a staunch Christian. I'm a staunch this and a staunch that. Get your staunch non-African ass off the line. I love that. Telling the truth, going straight in. We only want proud Africans at the end of the day. Everybody else can jump off not only get off this live, but you can also go find a cliff and jump off that thing too.
If you don't like the message of Pan-Africanism, hop off the line.
Word is bond. It's time to clean house with you numbskulls. You see, that's what I'm saying. We play too many games. It's playtime. We agree. Playtime is over. I'm not playing. I don't give a damn who's on this live and not on this live. This live can remain empty. The truth stands on its own and needs no validation from not a single person. And I know I'm in a world that is anti-black man, anti-truth, anti-everything that I am right now. I'm representing everything that this present world order is against. They're against black men telling the truth. They're against black men establishing the truth with authority. That's why I'm being a force multiplier for Ifatunde. He's laying it down, and I'm a force multiplier. Game's over.
See, I don't watch nobody else's lives because ain't nobody talk about nothing I want to hear.
Me.
I go live to educate. I don't go.
Okay, not to entertain, but to educate. I have done some entertainment. I ain't gonna lie. I've done. Hey, y'all leave me with no choice. But when it's time to educate and tell the whole truth, I'm in with both feet, 10 toes down, 100%.
Live to talk about people's personal business. I don't go live to try to character assassinate nobody. I don't go live to talk about sports. I don't go live to talk about rap. I don't go live to talk about celebrity gossip. I go live to raise the consciousness.
And that's what a lot of people really don't like about Ifatunde. They'll say they're mad about him not having a school, but that ain't what it is. That ain't what it is. You just mad because he tell you the truth. School or no school, he tell way too much truth. He tell truth than Reverend Hoop and Holler. He tell truth than any of those people that you listen to. So you're full of crap.
Of African people. Stop letting your religion rule your political and economic decisions.
You can't make it no plainer. Drop your religion. Like Malcolm said, when we meet, leave your religion at the door. Matter of fact, you can put it in the trash can. We can flush it down the commode. You can get it on the other end. You know what I mean? Save it. Keep it up in your system and go shit it out when you get home. Because I don't give a damn about your religion, all right? It's about black people first. And since you're not the author of these religions, you're simply a follower and an adopter of these religions, I don't give a damn. You have no grounds to be offended by what I said. I said I don't give a damn about these religions. I suplex Jesus, Muhammad, and Buddha off the top ropes. You don't have no recollection of who those people are. You can try to act like you offended. Don't talk about my Jesus. You ain't got that. That's a fictional character in your mind. It's nobody that you ever met. It's nobody that you know. You don't know Muhammad. You say you're the descendants of some dude named Abraham. It's all a bunch of fairy tale bullshit, and I'm not playing along. That's the problem with us. We play along with bullshit too much. When it's time to be real, trying to get black people to be real and level up with you, that's a hard job, but only the real can listen to this and stay in here and listen. To the others, to the fake people running game, it's probably too hot in the kitchen. You probably need to leave the channel. You probably won't come on the channel. Hopefully I can play this back and make it into a YouTube video, because this was originally going to be a YouTube video, but since white supremacy tube can pull shit out of their ass anytime they want to and strike your channel anytime they want to, I gotta go live on Instagram. That's it. That's why I'm here. And quite frankly, I'm glad I'm here, because I don't even mind working like this. I'm not in the studio, I'm in the car, but I don't mind working like this, because the truth can be manifested in so many different ways. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Vicky Diller just work with her cell phone, and she shows you things and her commentary, and everything's popping and moving despite what you might think of her. Despite what you think of her, she can give you a much better presentation than regular network television can. ABC, NBC, and CBS. I would much rather watch Vicky Diller, and I'm using her as an example. I would much rather watch her than watch somebody who's, who the networks are behind, and they have a lights, camera, action, and a studio staff and crew and blah, 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 and millions of dollars behind them. I still would rather watch the truth coming from just somebody with limited equipment, just raw. You're getting the truth raw, straight, right? No special effects. That's what I do like about this. Ifatunde, keep going. I'm a force multiplier. Y'all in trouble.
If you need the Bible and the Quran to give you permission to fight for black people, you deserve to be taken advantage of.
Woo! Like I said, boy, it speaks for itself. Force multiplier. If you need a book to tell you every move to make, every move not to make, then you deserve to get done up. There's a lot of people that say Christianity, how can you, they reject They reject gender bending on the basis of the Bible, which in my opinion doesn't make itself clear enough, which is why you can have gender bending pastors and those who will break all of those former rules that are in the Bible, because it's so ambiguous and so unclear that these people can get away with going against the main, things that are clearly stated in the Bible. However, like I said, they're not stated clear enough. The Bible doesn't give clear enough instruction to people not to be gender benders. Okay? People are gender benders and don't take a stand on gender bending because they are so psychologically handicapped and confused. Okay? This is what Ifatunde is dropping down for us today. This is from the video, Dr. Umar Johnson, Peculiar Characteristics of the Black American Psyche. I feel like I've been going for an hour. From what I understand, Instagram only gives you an hour. I could be wrong. It might be an hour and 30 or something, but it's limited. Instagram is limited, so I have even less time to waste on Instagram. I gotta say what I gotta say while I can say it in this particular live. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go back and listen to this and see value in it, because that's what usually happens, when I start talking about things. It's gonna be powerful, as the time goes on. But I've talked myself into a bit of a sedated, sleepy state, and I have work to get done, so this is a good place to cut it off. Thank you for not tuning in, those of you who didn't tune in. Thank you for those who are going to run the playback and tune in later on. Thank you for those who are truth seekers and truthful people who can handle the truth, versus the mentally handicapped who can't handle the truth. For the mentally handicapped, increase your mental strength so you can get up here on our level, so we can rock and roll for real. The only reason we ain't running things is because we are mentally handicapped. It's all a deficit of something up here. It ain't because we lack the land, personnel, and resources. We got all of that on lock. The only thing that we don't have, well, it is on lock, but it's on lock by somebody else. The only thing that's standing in our way is this in between our ears. It is so backwards. We think so backwards. We're so mentally fucked. We're so tribalistic. You got people on here trying to spend in their whole career and their life and every fiber in their body to try to prove that they're not African, that they're different than what the Africans are. They're different. They're trying to differentiate themselves from other black people on the earth, and coming at the people with some imperialistic nonsense that we are the best people in all of creation. Like so many Israelites will tell you that Yahweh Shah is waiting for is only working for us. We are his favorite. We the apple of his eye, but we catching the most hell because they say we sinned and didn't follow the commandments or ain't following the commandments. If that makes sense to you, fine, or really not fine. But I'm here to bust up. I'm here to appeal to your critical thinking mind and help you lose that sense of folklore, that you need some ridiculous characters and folklores to explain away everything, instead of you just being about yourself. For you to be pro-you is the most powerful thing you could be. That's more powerful than being a Christian or Muslim or Jew or any other Johnny-come-lately religious system made up by men. Your religious system is you. In the words of Ice Cube, if I got to believe something, why not believe in me? And I'm going to leave it right there. Enough truth has been told. Ifatunde has dropped enough truth. We could go on more, but we'll be here a long time. I don't know if Instagram is recording all of this. If they're going to be able to, if I'm going to be able to play it back, I don't know. But I do thank everybody for tuning in or not tuning in. For everybody who will tune in the future, I appreciate you. All right? This is for the real, those who can handle reality, those who are not running from reality, but running towards reality. That's my Aelites. And on behalf of all of us, real 100% black people, Khamisi Fox is going to sign off from this live. Give me a second. Let me see how to do it. I think I just clicked this X at the top. On behalf of all real people, this is Khamisi Fox for WK2FM, World Knowledge to Free Minds. If this ends up going on YouTube, do the right thing and like, share, and subscribe. Do those things for me, if you will. Help me out. Force multiply me. Do a fraction of what you do for Reverend Hoop and Holler. Do it for me. I'm on your side. I want us to win. So you will win. It'll be a win-win situation if you do some of that stuff you do for Reverend Hoop and Holler, who does nothing for you and ain't really on your side. It would do you well. It would do you well spiritually, and eventually it would do you well physically and financially to help the brother hard on behalf of the truth, because I want us to win. That's all. Africa for the Africans at home